The American myth that everyone's speech is protected under the First Amendment, no matter who you are or what you believe, is pretty important to Americans. According to the American Bar Association, under current First Amendment doctrine, the government cannot punish speech simply because it reflects a racist or hateful point of view. So, over the years, the Supreme Court upheld many egregious and offensive types of speech in the name of freedom. But the Zionist lobby has managed to carve a unique position for themselves once again. Their right to not be offended and pull the anti-Semitism card whenever they please has trumped Americans' right to free speech. In the past 10 or so years, more than 35 states in America either passed legislation or executive orders that punish businesses or individuals that boycott Israel. Boycott in America has been a foundational right, from the boycotting of England's tea by the Boston Tea Party in 1773 to boycotting businesses that discriminated against Black people in America in 1960. Boycotts have long been protected as political speech by the U.S. Supreme Court. That started to change when the pro-Israel lobby, with groups like ALEC, started to draft template bills for states to pass legislation that banned boycotting Israel. Every year, they pass as many as 200 bills this way by just changing the name of the state on a template bill. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has no qualms posting on a social media account about this influence they enjoy in the US.
מי שיחרים אותנו מוחרם בעצמו. בשנים האחרונות קידמנו בארצות הברית, ויש כבר ברוב המדינות שם, חוקים שמי שמחרים את ישראל נענש בעצמו. אז זה לא יעזור להם, אנחנו לא מתרגשים מזה, ואנחנו נלחמים בזה.
The influential Israel lobby in the US has managed to influence legislation and executive orders for many years. An important example was Trump's 2019 executive order, which supported the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance, or IHRA's definition of anti-Semitism. This was the controversial claim that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, which means virtually all criticism of Israel could legally be considered discrimination against Jewish people in America. Professor Mike Seidman, a Jewish-American professor of law, wrote in an article in Columbia Law Review, "Instead of providing a shield for the powerless, the First Amendment became a sword used by people at the apex of the American hierarchy of power." Professor Seidman maintains that the idea that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism is incorrect because Zionism is a political position and not an identity based on race or religion. With regards to suppression of Palestinian solidarity on American campuses, Seidman makes the point that universities are famously risk-averse. So just the threat of their federal funds being cut under Title VI, the anti-discrimination law, or losing significant sums of donor money often lead to bans on anti-Zionist speech on campuses. Countless examples of students, student organizations, and faculties being suppressed to not voice criticism of Israel led many to question how the First Amendment is applied to some groups but not others. Some months ago, a Yale University undergraduate found a message that said, "Death to Palestine," written on a dorm room door. The university released a statement saying they spoke with the perpetrator of the act and decided that it was political speech and not a threat. In other incidents, students have been reprimanded for saying, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," because their Jewish classmates perceive this to be a threat to their lives. What do you think? Does the Free Speech Act give more power to people who already have power, or does it allow the marginalized to have a voice?